Take it I'm live. Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your Manchester derby. It's Manchester City against Manchester United and we're live here ready to go. Look, we've been waiting a while for this. We've been waiting 2 weeks for this and let's hope Manchester United will turn up for it because certainly, I don't want to be facing up to what we've seen in recent weeks with United and, moany Man United people moaning about stuff. So I don't want to see it. I want to see a result today. I want to see Man United winning. I want to see Man United. Well, I want to see us getting a result. I think that's the most important thing, isn't it? So hopefully we will see that today because it's certainly going to be very, very interesting. There's the Man United lineup. What are my thoughts on the team? I'm pretty happy with it. As I said, I didn't expect. Well, we knew yesterday that Binder was going to be starting in goal, so I'm not having that conversation. I said it on the morning show. I'm not happy about it. I think he's an accident waiting to happen. If we had bought Martinez, he'd be in goal like Donnarumma's in goal for Man City. So I don't really get why Binder's in goal, but that decision was made yesterday. I don't like it. Agate in the midfield, I like it. I think, so much attention has been put onto Mainu. And as much as I'd like Mainu in the midfield, you could say the same thing about Agate. If he can live up to the potential, I hope he can have a good game today because he's another player that could be, massively valuable. So I'm happy to see Agate in the team. Obviously, I don't like Bruno as a midfielder. I think that could hurt, but hopefully that won't be the case. Mazraoui back at right wing back, I think is really important, and also Šeško playing up front is good. So let's go, Mark, says Jace. Yeah, I'm not, discouraged by that United side. Let's put it that way. I'm not panicking about that. Nice to see so many people saying Manchester is red as well. I'm hopeful that we can put a performance in. Obviously, I've seen the Man City side. Still looks quite good. Still looks very good. Haaland, Doku, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Reinders. They've got, good players and, they've had a bad start to the season. I hope the referee's not going to impact this game at all as well. So, yeah, I'm as I said, I've just been watching the Liverpool-Burnley game on That's Football and people were asking me a lot about it on there. And I said, I'm not nervous. I wouldn't say I'm confident. I'm hopeful because ask me after the first 10 minutes and I'll tell you which way I think this game's going to go. We can't work on the assumption, and we all know this, we can't work on the assumption that Man United are going to turn up here. We don't actually know if they're going to turn up. So if they start the game well, I'm confident. Give the people what they missed driving with Goldbridge, says Omar. I'll try and bring it back. When are you starting your career mode this week, Brands? Will the media go in on Liverpool after Burnley? They've got 12 points from 12. Channel of Chucky. I don't think there's a lot to go in on Liverpool, really. Just want to say very, very sad news. We were speaking about it on That's Football about Ricky Hatton. Passed away at 46. Big Man City fan. Fantastic boxer. And there'll be a minute's appreciation ahead of today's game against Manchester United. Fitting tribute there from Manchester City because it was a big part of his life. This is what Ruben Amorim has had to say ahead of the game, by the way. Quite a few quotes coming in from Amorim. He said, of course, when you look at the team, we've got 3 defenders that close the midfield, and then we'll have 4 guys that are going to close the midfield. And then with the ball, we have pace in the front 3, and that's really important. He also goes on to say, I think we need to look at every game as a game to win. So for me, the goal is to play every game like we're playing a derby. I love that, by the way. I love that. We've been talking about that on this channel a lot recently. Because of the lack of Europe and the week between games, every game, whether it's Man City or Sunderland, is a derby. It's a final. It's a cup final. We've got to scrutinise every minute of every game. So I love that from the manager. I think he's absolutely spot on. There's no excuses. The intensity's got to be there for every minute, not for 10. Team has proved that even last year in these games, we show up and we need to show up every day. So let's face it, as we know, it's really important for our fans. We want 3 points, but it's one more game and United needs to win every game. He said Sesko's very fast. He's good in the box. We'll have spaces behind City's high line and we're going to try and exploit them. He said that Agate starting, I think it's a team that changes a lot. The position, we need to have a guy who's more light in the mid movements. The way he can press is really strong. I don't know, but we want to play Bruno on one side, but I don't know which side we need to press higher with a midfielder. Maybe with Casemiro or Kobe. I think we would struggle a little bit with that, and Manu can give us that. But tactical, it was close. It was to choose Manu. So there we go. He's gone with a tactical selection with Agate. He said, Amorim, we need more like a winger inside, playing inside than an extra midfielder. That is my feeling. I think we're going to have more space behind. Amad playing in the national team, I saw during the week, and a lot of games he plays at a number 10 in Sunderland. He played for the national team on the left, so he could start on the left. We can change also. We'll see during the game. So it looks like he's seen, just from the quotes from Amorim there, he sounds confident. He sounds upbeat. And he sounds like, he really wants to exploit, what's capable of there. Interesting quote here from Amorim. I watched a lot of Premier League games while I was on the break in Portugal, and you could feel that United was about... 1 minute. I'm streaming now for this game. Sorry, Seb was just come back from bowling and told me he finished third. Anyway, going back to what we were saying, Amorim said, I watched a lot of Premier League games while I was in Portugal and you could feel that United was really about transitions. Kobe was the only guy that calmed the game down. Now we have other players that calm the game down. We play different, and sometimes I expect more from Manu. I know he can give that. He's really good at controlling the game, but if he plays as a number 8, he has to reach the box and be returning back to midfield. Sometimes he has to cover a lot of space. Yeah, don't really know what that's all about, really. You're either in the team or you're not, aren't you? The result gives, Liverpool result gives me hope, says Lake on the Moon. Newton Heath will win today, says Hyan. Thoughts on Brentford offside against Chelsea, Mark? Blocked keeper's view, makes an attempt for the ball and stops James play for it, says Curtis. Haven't seen it. Honestly, don't care. United stand. Manchester Derby. Not bothered. I think the Chelsea sub should attract his man, but, Kushanev and O'Reilly are weak spots. Got to overwhelm the wings, says Araki. And hi, Mark. I think Ahmad will do well as a cam. It is his best position rather than right wing back. Mazraoui will be able to defend right wing. I think when you look at that Man United side, if Agate has a good game, I think we get a result. I think Mazraoui is ridiculously underrated. I think De Ligt and Yoro have been very good this season. Luke Shaw has been steady. So defensively, we should be okay. When I look at that United side, there it is. My weak concerns are obviously Bienda. We have to be honest, Bienda. The midfield. And that's the two areas I worry about. Everywhere else, I'm not that worried. I think Ahmad and Mbeumo work. It's an incredible position to be in a situation whereby we don't have Cunha and we're sort of okay. Cunha is such an important player, but we're okay. Šeško up front, very excited to see. Mazraoui back is brilliant. The defence has been good. Bienda's the weakness, and the midfield. Those two areas are obviously going to be where the concerns are. And beyond that, I think we've got a good chance. Man City are a little bit a bump into the unknown as well. I think that has to be said. We don't really know what we're going to get with Manchester City, but hopefully we will get the result that we're all craving for today, because I think we'd love it. We would love it. We would love it. What's the bench for Man United? Let me just show you the Man City side just while I'm getting that for you. Get your score predictions in. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. United Stand, we're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. We have a 2 o'clock show as well. All the matches, all the reaction, player ratings, voted for by you. Don't forget to do your player ratings each week now, because it has a direct correlation on the chart show where we do the top 10 players midweek of the week. movers and shakers, etc., etc. So, yeah, Man United's bench today is, well, we've got 2 goalkeepers on it, which you know I love. I mean, this is just, I love that. I'm being sarcastic, but Biinda is our goalkeeper today, but Le Mans and Heaton on the bench. We must be the only fucking club out there that puts 2 goalkeepers on the bench, but, we have done it. Fredrickson, Heaven, Casemiro, Leon, Maguire, Mainu, Xerxes. We've basically got one attacker. We've got 2 goalkeepers. We've got 3 centre-backs. We've got 1 full-back, 1 midfielder, and 1 attacker. Man City's team, as you can see there, Donnarumma, O'Reilly, and Kushanov with Diaz and Vardiel. Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Reinders, and then Foden, Haaland, and Doku. Their bench is Aki, Bob, Gonzalez, Lewis, Mifune, Savinho, Macaso, Nunez, and Trafford. So we're looking light on the bench for attackers. If we get any goalkeeper injuries, we're stacked. But we're a little bit light on the bench. The first team have got to produce, basically. Yeah. Okay. Let's get ready to rumble here. I don't know why that's going a bit slow. We don't want that happening. Superb. Okay. Shane Cook, thank you for joining the members club. City looking like they're going to go more physical and long ball today, says Luke. Yeah, look, I think in relation to this game, I would say that Man City, a game like this can be done on a set piece, and we've got to be very careful from set pieces and corners. We're walking into a trap, essentially. And I don't know whether if he'd started Le Mans, he would have been good on corners or not, let's be fair, but that is a worry. That Chelsea sub was Garnacho, says Rub. I know. City looking like they're going to go more physical, says Luke. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the super chats. Appreciate that. We'll read those out. In fact, I've read them all. That's great. Lovely stuff. 35,000 tuning in already. Welcome, welcome. Angry Minge says Liverpool. Lovely stuff. If you're on TikTok, thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime on there. Sheshko scores today, says Stan. Look, I want to just give a minute on what my general thoughts are ahead of the game. You never know what you're going to get with Manchester United, and it's ridiculous to predict it. And there'll be people out there nervous. There'll be some of you really excited. There'll be some of you really confident. Some of you will be there giving it large, saying we're going to beat Man City because they've lost 2 out of the first 3. Let's be real. Against Burnley, we made hard work out of it. We did. And that midfield has been problematic every game this season. That goalkeeper has been problematic every game this season. I don't see Man United getting a clean sheet, which means we've got to score goals. And I listened to what Amorim said, and I think he's speaking in the same way. I think in many ways, this could be a really interesting approach from United, because in years gone by, we've probably approached these games and hoped for a clean sheet and a goal on the counter. I don't think we can look at that team and think that we can get a clean sheet. That midfield has not been very good at defending leads and helping its defence. So I think we have to be an attacking threat. I think people like Mbeumo and Ahmad are really important in that sense. And the pace of Sheshko, as Amorim said, is really important. I think we have to score goals to get a result here. There is no 0-0. So I think we've got to go and score goals. And I think the manager has, hinted at that very, very strongly. But it will all come down to how we approach the game. I've just watched Liverpool play. I watched the Arsenal game yesterday. I watched the Newcastle game yesterday. And this international break is a killer of momentum. Now, hopefully, because it's a Manchester derby, that might be quite good for us. I think if we were away to Sunderland, maybe we'd be a bit lethargic. But because it's a Manchester derby, you can't be. So I think it all comes down to how United start this game. We talk and talk and talk about the fact that we've got no European football. We talk and talk and talk about the fact that we've got, to scrutinise every minute. And we do have to scrutinise every single minute. We've got to go on the front foot. We have to. Because every game's a cup final for us. Emic, thank you very much. Says, I love the videos. Pancho says, I'm worried about our keeper, Mark. Yeah, look, I will mention it because some of you might not have seen our morning show yesterday. I wasn't particularly happy that Amorim had said that Binder was going to be the goalkeeper, but I did say I wasn't going to talk about it today because I had my moan yesterday. I knew Binder was going to be in goal. I can understand it because maybe Le Mans is not ready, but Binder ain't good enough. That's my stance. He's not good. He's an accident waiting to happen. So we're basically sat here going, let's hope he doesn't make a mistake. So he is a weak spot. This is why when we went for Martinez, I wanted Martinez because maybe Le Mans will be a good goalkeeper in the future. Maybe he'll be in goal next week, but he ain't in goal today. Martinez would have been in goal today. There's no way Martinez would have been benched for Binder. So that's why I wanted to go for Martinez because I'd rather have him in goal than Binder. And Le Mans hasn't been picked. So we just got to get behind this decision and hope it works. It's similar to Agate. There'll be a lot of people saying they want Manu. For whatever you want to say, Amorim really clearly doesn't think that Manu can do that job at the moment. So he's made two big calls, the goalkeeper and the midfield. Bruno doesn't even need to be in the midfield. You could play Agate and Manu and put Bruno as a 10. So they're the two things. United 1 says, you keep referring to Burnley, but we just watched Liverpool not win and Burnley had a red. Different games of football, mate. Just because we scored 3 against Burnley doesn't mean they'll concede 6 to Liverpool or 6 to Arsenal. Ultimately, I couldn't give a toss about Burnley and Liverpool. I couldn't give a toss about Burnley and Man United last week. It all comes down to the first 10 minutes of this game, doesn't it? Man City have lost 2 of their first 3 games. Should we be winning this game? I think that's a little bit premature to be saying that. Fo Paza on Twitch says, I hope they do a minute silence for Hatton. They are going to do that. It's already been confirmed. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. I don't know what we're doing over the international break. I haven't actually had a look over the international break at where we're at, but we're very close to 186,000, 2,186,000. So please do subscribe, get involved with that. And if you are on Twitch, it's a different type of subscription. You can subscribe for free if you've got Amazon Prime. It's pinned in the live chat for you there. So thank you very much for that. I've lost the live chat for a moment. I hope we can get a result and do well at Chelsea next week, says D. Hey, we're at home next week against Chelsea. Manager Chair makes the good question. He says, do you think Le Mans should have started because of Binder? I think if you buy Martinez, you start Martinez. It's like Donnarumma, isn't it? Trafford straight out the team. So if you buy Martinez, he starts. If you buy Le Mans, he's inexperienced from the Belgian league. No one's really ever heard of him. I fully expected Binder to start. So would I have started Le Mans? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I would. But I can understand why he hasn't. But my argument with it is, and it will always be this, my argument with it is that, you know, if you can't start him in this game, when are you going to start him, you know? And I suppose that's the stance on it. I don't know why I've got Mo Salah and Van Dijk on my screen here. I am on the right channel, yeah? They're just showing it, okay. We can sort the midfielders, says Manion. I don't know what that means. If we win the league this season, somehow you give me the United Stand channel, says Hyans. No. Score predictions, 2-2. I'm going with Gaming Lemon. I really want Ruben to succeed, but some of his decision-making is worrying and ultimately may get him sacked. I would love it if you'd said what the decision-making is, Steve, because you might make a good point. Glashanov, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Shout out to you. Remember, you can do that for free if you've got Amazon Prime. Mark, you keep... I've done that one. Amorim wants Binder to be Van der Sar. Yeah, that's like having an ugly partner and wanting them to be, you know, Miss World or Mr. World. You know? You can't polish a turd, basically. I can't remember the last clean sheet we had against City, apart from 0-0, says Inquisition. Please try to get it right. It's Le Mens. Stress on La. La Mens. La Mens. Okay. I mean, Slack, I've got to be honest, I don't really give a shit. I'm not massively bothered. As somebody who has a name that nobody ever gets right, I just really couldn't give a shit about pronunciation of names. But if it's La Mens, I will try. People have been telling me it's Le Mens. Anyway, it's not even fucking starting. Let's leave it. DH Harry says, honestly, with Binder starting, I'm just going to be terrified every set piece. Well, I'm stood up. This is why I always stand up for United games. Sometimes I stand up for other shows because I feel like it's, you know, good to stand up. For United games, I just have to. Art Kill, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. You're a legend. Make sure you give us a follow if you're on Twitch. And subscribe if you're on YouTube. Our midfield's going to get run over, says Kyle. And EW says, it's my friend Carson's birthday today. Can you say happy birthday to him? Happy birthday to Carson. Hope you're doing very well. Yeah. 1962 Ken, thank you very much for becoming a member. What minute will Agate get booked then? Says Robert McCormack. Yeah, you know, this is something that does worry me a little bit, Robert. You make a great point. It's going to be about the referee, who I believe is Anthony Taylor. I don't want to talk about referees because you make your own excuses, but I do worry about that one a little bit because, you know, it's... referees sometimes want to make it about themselves. RIP Arian1, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Yeah, I guess we have to wait and see. Gary Smith says, I'm honestly sick of this formation and team selection. Lose here and Chelsea has to go. Gary, that's so negative. Like, this manager plays this formation. What's wrong with the team selection? Like, I don't know what shocked you. Literally, it's the team I said in the preview. Apart from Agate instead of Casemiro. I'm not shocked or angry with this team at all. Who's your man of the match going to be, Mark, says Connor? If Mbeumo's man of the match, we've won. If Agate's man of the match, we've won. If Šeško's man of the match, we've won. So, you know, let's wait, let's see. Bobster and Jidge0592, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Let's go, says RAP Arian. Agate and Bruno never works, says Huey. Well, players are coming out onto the pitch here. We're only about 4 minutes away from the start. Has Lemens done his medical? Yes. Trio. United, Penno versus Burnley to win. Embarrassing. Liverpool, Penno versus Burnley to win. Mentality monsters. Watch the media run this narrative, says James. I'm not really that bothered. Liverpool won the league last year and they've won 4 out of 4. They've just spent £500 million. Liverpool are our biggest rival. I'll always admit that. But you know, we shouldn't be comparing themselves to that. We've got our own pathway to run. And if the media want to run an agenda against us, that's because, you know, we're big. GK Harim, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. We need a Bianda masterclass. Hey, look, if you're not happy about the goalkeeper, at least it's not an honour. XRO says, I'd be happy with a draw. Or would you be happy with a draw? I've gone with a draw. I think it's always... I don't like that mentality. If someone said, if someone offered you a draw now, would you take it? I don't like that mentality because I feel it's a bit defeatist. Yeah, I feel it's a bit defeatist. So no, you know, I'm a risk taker. Man United used to be a risk taker, so I wouldn't take a draw, even though I think it will be a draw. Will Mazraoui be in the midfield? I think Mazraoui is... I need a bit of paper. I need to take notes. I think Mazraoui could be key. I think the Mazraoui return could be key. I'm going to keep it for the match reaction. Obviously, Agate is obvious. Crosses. Thank you, Faison. Rodri, Reinders, Silva versus our midfield. Agate, says Kyle. Do you think Heaven deserves a go over Shaw, says Barry? I think he's done okay. JN MLFC, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Just a big shout out, by the way, a bit of a promo. My Man United career mode is back this week, where I will be streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. So just to let people know, that's probably coming out back end of the week. I think it'll be a good career mode. I know loads about the Bundesliga, so I can get loads of talent in. And United actually are quite shit. So getting top 4, I shouldn't get the sack. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. I think there's going to be a minute's silence here. So just I do want to obviously not miss that, because it's obviously a sad moment. I think they're all coming into the centre circle here, so we will pay our respects. Ricky Hatton passed this morning. The news came in, 46 years of age, fantastic boxer. Shocking news. And I think also just a reminder to this community, we've spoken about it many times before. In fact, they're doing a moment's applause, so I will keep talking, because obviously applause is different to silence. And I think this message is really important. No suspicious circumstances which suggest it may have been suicide. Had his struggles with mental health. I think anybody who does struggle with mental health, it's really important that, you know, you don't feel like you're alone. I think one of the big things everybody says, but you have to keep saying it, tell somebody, speak to somebody, because the world's a better place with you in it. And people start to think that it's not, and it is. And it's the people who are left behind that don't want you to go. And, you know, really, we all suffer with depression at some levels. Speak to somebody, pick up a phone, even if it's a charity, speak to somebody. You know, find a community like this, find a community elsewhere. You know, there is always a way back. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. So, you know, please do, because it's so sad. And we do this a lot. And we're fortunate we have our community, and a lot of people are very open and honest about the struggles they have. And I think that's really important. But, you know, it's very prevalent in modern society. And it's very, very sad when you look at that. 46 years of age. And it's, you know, people crying in the stands because, you know, it meant a lot to Man City fans as well. Emotional. Okay, right, we're ready for the football. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Top community, says Andrew. Well, we are fortunate. We're live each other. You know, we're live every night at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock for matches and stuff. We are a community, a worldwide community, and I know it's important to a lot of people, but some people don't have that sense of belonging, but you can find it. You're never alone, you know? Come on then. This is what, anyway, look, we're here for a good time, not a long time. And, you know, things like that make us realise that. So let's enjoy the good bits. Let's enjoy the thing we love, which is football, and let's hopefully get a good result here and some entertainment. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do share the video. Dazza says, why is Cunha not starting? Because he's injured. We're about to go here. Anthony Taylor, the referee. Watch out for him. I'm just going to sink in as soon as he says go. First 10 minutes are key. And we're off. Come on, United. And it's a long kick straight away, but Mazraoui, Bruno, stop flying in. There we go. Look, quick, fucking get a tackle in. It's good. And, oh, God, bloody hell, Haaland. That's not the start we want. Little pokey. Look at this pokey bollocks from Bruno. Fucking get rid of it, idiot. Pokey. Could have been 1-0 down. Just bloody poking his foot at it. Bloody hell. Stop. Better. Intensity. I told you, first 10 minutes, we're going to learn a lot. Thanks, Mark. You pulled me out of COVID depression, and I'm still here because of you and your team. Thank you very much, says David. Thank you, David. Let's go. Sesko berries too, says Nectario. Imagine in hindsight, we gave Garnacho the number 7, says Atoya. Mental health is a medical crisis in this country, says the Boyd. And thank you very much to Andrew. We should give the same amount of time as Sir Alex got, says Shane. Look at this press from Man City straight away. Oh, come on. Do not give them the momentum here. What's the best pub in Manchester, says Ian. If someone can let him know, that'd be great. Where's our intensity? Come on. None of this bloody passive. Look at this, the way we're dropping already. I don't like this. That's got to be offside, ref. Okay. Huey says the midfield's getting overrun already. I wouldn't go that far, mate, but We need to start off with a... It's only 2 minutes in. I'm not going to say anything, but I don't want to see passive, laziness dropping off. We've got to go on the front foot. We've got to be aggressive. We've got to be intense. Go on, take a touch, Yoro. Keep the ball. Keep the ball. Oh, every pass is a bloody... That's a foul. That's a foul. All right, slow the game down a little bit now. Get a bit of composure. That's it. Mazraoui, give him a pass. That's it. Keep the ball a little bit. Bit of possession. United Kitchen says we're cooking and winning this game. Guna here, amazing speech, Mark. Big up, thank you, says Peter. Well, thank you all of you for tuning in. I may have missed it because I'm at work, but why does this club stop the transfer on loan for Man Utd, but he can't get in the team, even with injuries? Says the Glazers. Joe Wright, thank you very much. Let's have it, says Spot On. Jay Yield, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. On Twitch, you can do that for free if you have that. Lovely switch of the play by Bruno. Attack the space, Mazraoui. Attack the space. Into Mbermo's feet. Good tackle. Sheshko. Lay it off. Donnarumma. Oh, that's a bit of a weird... Well, to be fair to Sheshko there, he should have laid it off, but the fact that he got the shot off just shows you what he's capable of. I mean, you shouldn't be getting a shot off from here. Very little backlift. Good effort. We need to wake up, says Colin. This is better. A high press. Mazraoui will get that. Cross straight in. Cross it straight in. Sesko. Donnarumma punches at it. Oh, look at the way that drops to Bernardo Silva. Game's quite open at the moment. Yoro. Where's Binder? Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. That's a foul or a goal kick. Yeah. Open the game up a little bit. Man U breaks hearts. Thank you for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Tickle him. Tickle him. Bad Barf has just gifted 5 memberships, by the way. Thank you, Bad Barf, who's a member for 17 months. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the super chats coming in. I think we're caught up on those. So, interesting first 5 minutes here. Go on, second ball. Good header by De Ligt. You got to be looking at this here. As the away team, I'm not asking that we dominate the game. Just by the way, I'm not being unrealistic to that. I think it's we are the away team. I just don't want us to sit back and not push it. 50,000 watching. Please do share the video if you're watching. Absolute legends. Big game here. Binder. Bloody hell, that's a risky pass to De Ligt, but it's worked. Wide left. Oh, wide left. Ahmad, for fuck's sake. We've played through the press there. Come on. Right, get your head back in the game. It's a mistake. It's fine. It's fine. We move. We move. Burnt gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you. And Bad Barf. I'm slightly confident we usually turn up for these games, says David Miller. Euro class. Come on. Rest in peace, Hatton, says David. United need to take advantage of Donnarumma not being able to play with his feet, says Anthony. How do we have 2 Mbermos on the right-hand side, says Siak. WrestleWave says, thanks for being great. Thank you for tuning in, pal. Connor and Fernandez, thank you for being members. Well, Mark, over here in Spain, changed my name from Bounty Hunter to my own name, Eddie Mack. Hope you're well, and I hope we get a win. Looks a strong team. Hope you... well, I know you are now, Eddie. Bounty Hunter, thank you very much. We need to weather the storm first 15 minutes, says Nectario. City will go all out to prove they're not garbage after 2 defeats. We're doing all right at the moment. They are pressing high up. What's Binder doing here? Fucking hell! if you have heart problems and you're a Man United fan, you might want to just go out for a walk. You got away with that one. It was an awful pass, but to be fair to Binder, that's one of the problems I'm not worried about. Some bad touches out there at the moment. It has been raining. Well, in Ahmad, right, Sheshko, where are you going to go? Oh, again, bad pass again. We need to switch on with the passing. Opportunities. See, that's a bad pass from them, though, to be fair. Maybe it's a difficult pitch. The ball, I don't know. Binder is taking a piss too, says Huey. Farhan says, why is Onana in goal? What do you think the score will be, says Epic Jacob. I said 2-2. I think there will be goals. Colin Bold just gifted a membership. And Perk says, I smell a 2-1 United like last season. You need to score first in a game like this. Good play. Good play. Mbermo. Ahmad's going to be offside there. Donnarumma just boots it clear. Definitely, already you can see what Spurs did as well. You can see, and Brighton, you can get at that Man City back four. Tracy Taylor's just gifted a membership. Isaac King, thanks for becoming a Prime subscriber on Twitch. You can do that for free. It's pinned in the live chat. Nice little pass there, Bruno. Mazraoui, that's a foul. Yeah. Can't wrestle people to the ground. It's not the WWE, O'Reilly. Sorry, Mark. I have zero confidence in Binder, says Colin Bolger. I don't think you need to apologise for it. He's not had a great time at United. Nath Footy, thanks for your super chat. Some Lukaku-esque first touches out there today. It has been raining. I don't know whether it is still raining. So, look, yeah, it might be difficult out there, but 10 minutes gone, I'm reasonably happy. Go on. Go on. Press him. Lovely by Dorgu. Yellow card. He's got to book him. You got to book him. He's pulled him back. How's that not a booking? Oh my God. How can you not be booked there? He's pulled him back. How the hell is that not a yellow? Most blatant yellow of the day. That is disgusting. That is I mean, there's letting the game flow and then there's bloody corrupt refereeing, isn't there? That's just dodgy. It's literally, it's the definition of a yellow card. Somebody runs past you, you pull them back. It's the definition of a yellow card. You watchers get a yellow card for nothing in a minute. Anyway, put a good cross in here, Mbermo. He's a good cross. Handball! Handball! Wasn't handball. Oh, lovely play, Agate. Well done. Play with confidence. That's it. Well played, Ahmad. Well, at least we're moving the ball around better than they are. Some... Rogue Polaris, thank you very much for subscribing on Twitch. Appreciate you. No, that's 100% a yellow card, by the way. No red tinted glasses. I don't know what the referee's playing at there. So he better bloody let the game flow for us. There's a special rules for City, says Steve Haig. Thing is, when it is a yellow card, I want it to be a yellow card because Bernardo Silva's dirty anyway, so that takes him out of the game. He's got another one now, hasn't he? He's got another free hit. Very equal game at the moment, yeah. Neither team really on top. It's tipping it down here as well, Kaza, in the Midlands. Bit of possession here for City. Here he is, Bernardo Silva up against Dorgu. That's a nice ball into Foden, who lays it off. Terrible touch by Reinders. That'll go out for a throw-in. Can you say happy birthday to Freya, please? Says Rocker Bolton. Happy birthday, Freya. Hope you have a good day. Hope you're a United fan and we win. Reagan's Claire says, what's your FPL team look like? It doesn't exist. So in the chat, Scratterban says, this guy is so biased, it's actually cringe. You do realise it's the United stand. I mean, I would expect a bit of bias. It's not that's football. City go to Arsenal next week. Good pressing by Agate there. Keep the press on. Right, we've got to press Donnarumma. He's shit. He's so shit with his feet. Can you let my pal Jamie Perry know he hasn't got a clue, says Bix. Well in. Don't go flying in. Oh, don't worry. Anthony Taylor's here giving soft free kicks against us, but no yellow cards for blatant yellow cards against them. Don't worry about that. Good play by Mazraoui. Find a pass, Ahmad. That's it. Switch. A little bit unlucky. I think I'd have switched that play there. When are we signing that lad from the Asian All-Stars, says Noggin. Thank you very much. Piper Ace says, do you think we spend too much time trying to build plays causing us to miss out on shots we should have taken in the past? Victory by volume of fire. That's gone out as well. Was he giving Man City a free kick here as well? For fuck's sake. Does Anthony Taylor just want to put a Man City shirt on? That's 2 soft fouls he's given to them and didn't book fucking Bernardo Silva. I mean, mate, if you're not going to give yellow cards for blatant yellow cards, you've basically got to let us get off with a bit as well. Good clearance by Bienda. We might have just got away with our yellow card there because De Ligt's just flattened Foden. Yeah, I'd say that might be the leveller. Pascal says, the nerves are cracking me. Come on, United. Use the keeper, Yoro. Does well anyway. Come on. Froggo says, I don't know why Anthony Taylor's still refereeing games. He's awful. Right, we've got a bit of a break here. Bruno, use the left. Use the left. Dorgu, put it in first time. Ahmad. Oh, God. Tried to volley it. Bruno's still there. Second ball. Second ball. Second ball. I mean, to be fair, if Ahmad had caught that correctly, you're looking at worldy territory. Very, very difficult. Globetrotter says, just joined. The press is good. I like that we're not giving them any time on the ball and Sheshko looks strong in the air. Yeah, we've had a couple of breakaways, but it's just finding the right ball, really. It's a good... Dorgu's got to cross it first time, and, I mean, if Ahmad catches that right, it's a worldie, isn't it? But it's very difficult. I mean, you're asking for a worldie there. Very, very difficult, in fairness. Sesko's been all right so far. He's been more in the game than Rasmus. Well, I suppose that's true as well. He's been more in the game than Haaland. Go on, Dorgu. Oh, go on, mate. You should have backed yourself there. Looked like he was going to win it. Doku. Oh, why does he turn up against us? Fucking idiots! Absolute idiots! Bloody idiots! Where's the bloody midfield again? It's another fucking midfielder, isn't it? It's Phil fucking Foden. Why? Why are we letting midfielders run again? Absolute fucking idiots. Their first attack and they score. We get away with it. Doku's through, we get away with it. And then we're not marking a fucking midfielder. Absolute idiots. More fucking holes than a fishnet condom. Idiots. I'm so fucking fed up of it. I know what's going to happen. Watch Foden. There he is in the midfield. Bruno again. Bruno again. Lost him. Completely fucking lost him again. It's Bruno again. He's fucking idiot. That midfield's wide open like a hippo's yawn. It's Bruno again. He's done it again. I can't believe it. That's 2 goals this season. We'd be better. I mean, just track your man. We're giving up goals because we don't track our man. Free header for a fucking midfielder. Smith Rowe all over again. Be better off with a blind sniffer dog with no fucking nose tracking fucking midfielders. I mean, we're just gifting goals up. We're just gifting goals up. You can't do it. You can't blame the goalkeeper on that one. Absolutely not at all. It's his fault. Fucking not a midfielder. How many goals are we going to concede picking a guy who doesn't play in the midfield? It's not even his fault. He doesn't know it. It's a specialist position. He doesn't pick up the runners. Phil Foden and Pep Guardiola, you just go, I'm going to go near Bruno and then I'm going to wander off. It's absolutely thick. Suraj, thanks for subscribing with Prime. I have to apologise. I've got a satellite dish and it's pissing it down with rain, so this might break up a little bit at some point. Got to give credit to Doku there, says Nick. You know what? I was worried when Doku went into the box. I was really thinking we're in trouble here. But I thought when he missed, we got away with it. And then you just let a midfielder wander in. You know what? Football is a very simple game. And we've spoken about it all summer. Games are won and lost in the midfield. You can't just pop somebody into the midfield in the Premier League who can't play the position. $100 million down the drain, says David. Foden, says Ben. Utter disgrace. Shaw is playing over Maguire, says Red Army. Bruno and Shaw ball watching again, says Spin. I'll have to scrutinise other areas of the goal. You know, I'm sure there's mistakes before that, but if you know, you know. When I see midfielders unmarked scoring easy goals, I instantly know one of our midfielders has done what they do. And time again, it's actually the one who's not a midfielder. You can't defend that no matter the goalkeeper says MVP. Oh, yeah. I mean, to be honest, it may as well be Binder in goal because that's a goal no matter who's in goal. 5-0 coming in, says Tusha. No, we can get back into it, but you don't want to be giving up goals, you know? We're doomed with this kind of defending, says Spooky. Well, it's not... Technically, it's not defending, is it? It's not really the... And the body language is really bad after the goal, says Man United breaks hearts. You know, the midfield is such an important area, and we seem to want to keep doing it. Yeah, I agree with Lanky. I thought we looked okay. And guess what now? A corner. Yoro and Shaw, shit defending, says United Star. Whenever we concede first to City, it's bad news, says Whooper. Oh, now we've got a bloody corner to deal with. We look wide open. It's draining watching some mistakes year after year. Put Bruno for Ahmad. Ahmad off Mainu next to Agate, says Rob. He ain't going to do it, though, is he? Because that's a good corner. That's good defending by De Ligt. Paul Shocked, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Well, we're in that territory now, aren't we? Where we've spoken about this so many times. We normally have this amazing skill of when things go bad, we absolutely fall off a cliff. So let's wait and see. Mario says, don't worry, the board said we don't need a centre midfielder. Well, I hope every knobhead on that board is sat there now realising this is why they shouldn't be involved in football. Because in fairness, Wilcox and Amorim did want a midfielder. But you know what? I will also say in fairness, if we got a midfielder, would we still be playing that midfielder next to fucking Bruno? You know, you can buy fucking Kimmich. You can buy Rodri. If you put him next to Bruno, that goal still happens. So nearly 2-0. Bruno's man again. It's Bruno again, this. It's Reinders. Watch this. Bruno not tight enough. Again. That would have been 2-0. I'm tell you what, my blood pressure is saying thank you. Because that's Bruno again. Fucking hell, mate. Bruno's simply not a midfielder. End of. That said, Shaw was criminally soft against Doku. Unacceptably weak, says Tom. I thought you said unacceptably something else there. Look, you can't win games consistently without a midfield. You just can't. Do you think one of the centre-backs should notice Bruno loses his runner in the box and pick them up? Two of them were marking zones instead of people, says Robble. It's very difficult for a centre-back in the fast pace of the Premier League to pick up a midfield runner. You know, you've got to be scanning all over the place. You've got to eyes in the back of your head, and then you've got to move to a position. The easiest way to track a midfield runner is to go with the runner. Our heads are gone here. You know what I said about every game's a cup final and every minute counts? Yeah, the last 5 minutes we've just switched off. De Ligt is a one-man centre-back partnership at the moment. Shaw is scared to put a tackle in. It's shocking. We've got to stay in this game. There's a long way to go. If we get 1-1, the heads will go up again, but we've got to stay in this game. Well done, Agate. Oh, for fuck's sake, Yoro, you can't not win that 50-50 with Haaland. Somebody, oh, for fuck's sake. It's kamikaze defending here at the moment. Yoro, you've got to take the ball and Haaland in that situation. You can't be getting skinned there. Look at this. You can't. You've got to go and win that. You can't not. And then we're in trouble. Tell you what, that was good luck that Haaland didn't take that into his feet. The more we sit back, the more City are going to be better, says Baron. Ruben Vander, thanks for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. You can do that for free if you've got Amazon Prime. Link's pinned in the chat. Please do subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved. We've got player ratings, match reaction, fan forum. I don't want this story to be the same as Fulham. Mud Gaming, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Sky Blue Darts, hope you're doing well. MP95 gives us the other side of the coin. Blaming everything on Bruno is simply unfair. What about his partner? I mean, I'm all for the different side of the coin, mate, but why would you blame Agate when Agate was marking his man and Bruno's man ran off him and scored a tap-in, basically? How is that on Agate? Shaw and Casemiro have been finished for years. Bruno isn't a midfielder and Binder isn't good enough. You're playing 7 or 8 men when they start, says Jack. Red Army says, get Maguire on. I need to see the goal back again. I just got so focused on, I just knew. You can piss off as well. Mbeumo, go on. You can't. To be fair, a cross in the box when it's Ahmad against Diaz in the air is a waste, isn't it? You've got to put that on the ground or run it yourself. Ahmad's look good. Switch, 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 switch. That's it. Lovely play. Get it to Mazraoui. Too slow on the switch, though. You know, you've got to make the switch quicker than that. Man City had... The switch was like 3 seconds before. Well in, Ogate. Well done. Is Mbeumo inside? He is! Go on! No! What? Come on! You score that for Brentford? He might have been offside anyway. It's a lovely ball by Ogate. He's offside anyway. I'm glad he missed. That's the right ball, though. That's the right move. That Man City line, they're in love with fucking Ange. Daryl Street says, does Amorim or his teammates not yell at Bruno to track his men? It's not the first time it's happened. Does he get a free pass? I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. Like, you know, it's so obvious. Like, we all know Bruno can't play midfield, and yet here he is in the midfield. So the manager must just... Oh, bloody hell. Ogate wins it back high up again, and then Sesko accidentally tackles him. Man City still have the ball. Ogate's had a good start to the game, to be fair. Doku gets on my tits. You know, he's one of those players that looks absolutely shit and doesn't know what he's doing, and then occasionally plays bloody brilliant. And today, he's looking like that. Siani says that Amorim is essentially shoehorning Bruno into the team. And Kieran says Bruno's head is always the first to drop and then blames everyone else for his mistakes. Was Foden's goal good, says Mona. I mean, it's a tap-in, really. You'd expect him to score it. Well done, Ahmad. Well done, Sesko. A few tasty tackles going in. Got to get competitive. Good. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're only 20 away from 187,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. We are live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock as well. Thank you for getting involved with the community. Every game's a cup final for United. We don't have European football. Every minute needs to be scrutinised when you've got a week off. And I just think, you know, that we need to put more in here. But, you know, it's like collecting water in a sieve. You're going to go thirsty. And that midfield is a sieve. As I said, it's a fishnet condom. Too many holes. First time, Bruno, wide right. That's the ball. That's the ball. Now, where are we going? And Mbeumo's need some support here. Looking a lot sharper, Mbeumo. Go on, put the cross in. Put the cross in. Too much on it. Too much. Where's that header going there, Dorgu? I must just say, I'll probably call Dorgu Doku and Doku Dorgu because I do that even when they're not on the same team, on the same pitch. So if Doku scores a screamer for Man United, you know I'm talking about Dorgu. Although if Doku wants to score a screamer for Man United, it's more than welcome. It's 3-on-2 in the midfield. Ogate and Bruno are pressing, but there's always a spare man for City, says DNA. La Familia says he picks Bruno because of nationality. Go on, switch that. Lovely ball. Lovely. Go on, into the space. Attack it. Seshko, what you got? Donnarumma, corner. Corner. I think it might have been a handball, but we'll take a corner there. That's what you need to... Look at the pace of Sesko here. We want to see more of that. Onside. Controlled it with his arm. That's not a penalty. That's not a handball. He used his shoulder. No, that was definitely not a handball. He used that. Sleeve. Good save by Donnarumma. Good play by Šeško. Corner to United. Grumpy Ollie, thanks for subscribing with Prime. And Evan P says, I don't have a large community to talk Man United where I am. He's given the handball. Oh my God. How have you given a handball, you fucking knobhead? Guesswork again. It's a corner. How's he given a handball for that? Fucking hell. Go on, Dorgu. That's a foul. Yes. Book him. Yes. Good referee now. Should be a penalty. Could have killed him. It is a bit soft. Dorgu's done well there. Tid says, if Onana was playing, we'd be 3-0 down. Thank you to Mark and the United Stand community, says Evan P. Thank you very much, pal. I was halfway through your comment when that happened. Bone Mazza, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Right, we've got to put a good cross in here. I don't think that was a booking for the City player, to be fair. I think the Bernardo Silva one was a booking, but I don't think that one was. Come on, lads. Get back in it. Get it right on Šeško's head. Bruno going forward, still a magician. Bruno defensively, the invisible man. Which technically still is a magician. Oh, come on. Straight at Donnarumma. I actually think Agate's done well. Ultimately, we'd be very happy with 0-0 after 35 minutes, and it should be 0-0. It's just a stupid mistake again. We've actually done all right. I think we've been the better side. I don't know whether we've been the better side statistically. I haven't looked at that. Yeah, 60-40. I think we've been the better side, but, you know, it's just a mistake, isn't it? A lot of people going in on Luke Shaw. Dean says, Agate with confidence normally plays well. Go on. Switch. Quick. It's not the pass. You've got to go forward. Oh, back to the keeper. We're losing 1-0. Now we just invite the press really high up the pitch. We had an opportunity to go forward. Good play by Šeško. Strong defending by Diaz. The Portuguese Tarkovsky. Sam Fitzsimons is crying, Mark, says Joey. For all the problems the team still has, I think Bruno is the hill Amorim loses his job on, says Edward. Well, I don't want to keep talking about it, Edward, but we spoke about it in June. You know, there's £90 million there to rebuild a team, and it's for a player that isn't a midfielder. If you get rid of him, I think 80% of the fan base agree with it. If you keep him, it's got to work as a midfielder, and it's not going to work as a midfielder. So you're right, it could be a hill that certainly damages him. Well done, Agate. And Bumo, you've got to go play the way you're fucking facing. There's no midfield now. Good interception, Shaw. I think Agate's played well. That's a foul. No, he's not giving it, has he? Of course he hasn't. Twat. Billy says, we're still making mistakes. Why can't the players do the simple things well? That was from Billy. It was Bruno's man, Mark. Yeah, 100%. Still 8 minutes to go to half time. We've come from behind at the Etihad before, yes. Have a word with Pogba. Watch the runners. He ain't no midfielder. How do you get the match stats? I've had them for about 4 years, mate. Mr. Mortimer says, realistically, I've seen enough. We don't get top 4, top 10. Well done, Yoro. Come on, let's chase this ball. Bruno is shocking, I must say. His defensive positioning is shocking. He's a lazy defender and he can't run. And he has got main character syndrome, says Nate. I mean, look, we could put Bruno in as a 10. I mean, literally, that's his position. Why is Luke Shaw on the right wing here? Has he lost? I've got no idea what Luke Shaw's position. Have you seen where Luke Shaw is? I've got no idea what Luke Shaw's doing there at all. It's like well out of position. Yeah, you could put Bruno as a 10 and then stick Mainu next to Agate and you'd actually have some positional discipline, or even Casemiro, because it's a mess. Ashish says it's on Amorim because he could have sold Bruno and strengthened the midfield. Now your best player is playing out of position and costing us. Oh, 100% Ashish. Like, you know, I think it comes across to the casual viewer that United fans don't like Bruno. It's deeper than that. I think we all like Bruno as a 10, but we can't stand him as a midfielder. It would be like playing Erling Haaland as a number 10 instead of as a striker. It'd be like putting Mo Salah as a midfielder. Like, it's just, he's not a midfielder, and it hurts us. Like putting Virgil van Dijk as a number 8. It's just you'd be moaning about it even though he's a Liverpool legend. It just doesn't work. The player is appreciated, he's just out of position. Go on, Mazraoui. Go on, keep the press going. That's lovely play by Man City to keep that going, you know. Played by Dorgu. Go on. That's a shit pass by Bruno. Do you want to put a fucking stamp on it? I mean, he literally looks at the pass and then puts it there. God, I'm despairing here. I need to calm down. He stares at Ahmad for about 2 seconds and then plays it there. And the defender just goes, oh, you are going to play it there, are you? I have a feeling we should have kept Rasmus. I don't think Rasmus makes any difference in this game, Natty. I don't think Seshko's done anything wrong. I've seen enough deduct 10 points from Everton, says Eddie. Luke Shaw and Yoro look to be pushing into the midfield to stop the gaping hole, says Benny. Well played, Seshko. Go on, Mbermo. Switch it. Ahmad, take a touch. Well done. Now put the cross in. Put the cross in. Got to put the cross in. Wide right. Wide right. Dorgu. Right, first time cross. Nah, shit, that is Luke Shaw. You got all the time in the world and you put a cross in like that. I hope to God they don't sack Amorim. I can't have it with a new rebuild. You know what? The stupid thing is, the team's done all right. The one problem is, it's not the system or the formation, it's the bloody... It's where we're picking Bruno. That's a soft foul again as well. You imagine if Bruno was like, I don't know, Mainu. Sufi, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Alex says, I can't help but feel the Amorim-Bruno situation echoes the one Arteta had with Aubameyang. It was never going to be his team until he made a statement by trading a major player. Help us, please, Saudis, says Mick J. Bruno pushed forward, which made Agate cover the right. Shaw had to push up to the midfield to cover Agate and ended up out of position, says Ethan. Well, we can have a look at that at half time. It's only a couple of minutes away. I personally think we've done all right. I think we're doing well. I think we're pressing. I think we're winning the ball back. I think we're a threat. The biggest problem in that team is I mean, the goalkeeper's a problem, but he's not the problem today. But I think if you took Bruno out of that team and you put somebody who actually can play as an 8, you don't concede that goal, and you'd be even better. Luke Morgan says, Bruno in midfield is like putting a boxer in a kickboxing fight. He'll have moments because he's class, but it's not his natural habitat. I think that's absolutely spot on. Got to score we've got to score the next goal because we're actually not out of this game. It's just one mistake. It's a good ball by Bruno. And is that a corner or a throw-in? How much are we missing Cunha, Mark? Such a direct player. Look, you're going to miss, Sammy, you're going to miss a player of the quality of Cunha. Of course you are. But Man City don't have Mamouche. So we can't use that as an excuse. You're going to pick up injuries. And it is in an area of the pitch where we do have Mbeumo, Ahmad. Bruno can play that role. So you can't use it as an excuse. Corner to United here. We've got to put a good corner in. You've got to put it away from Donnarumma because it's one thing he's good at. I don't know what they're moaning about here. We can't do that. I mean, you're not going to get a penalty for it, but... Pete the Meat says, sure looks lost. Yeah, you can't... That's a shit corner. Why would you put a corner in on Donnarumma? I mean, have we not done any homework? That's a foul. I don't know. Signing Mbeumo is like signing an older Ahmad. Straight right in front of the linesman, doesn't bother to flag for it. Or he has. Oh, he has given it. Okay, good. Team has played well. Agate and De Ligt, Yoro and Sesko have really impressed. Bruno's been poor. We're actually playing like a team and we're working hard. Says Weekend Getaway. It's just that one mistake. And in games in the Premier League, that look at the Burnley game. It's one mistake by Maybury and they lose the game, and one mistake can cost you. We should have beat Fulham. One mistake cost you. Why are we crossing the ball to the 6'4" striker? Says Isaac. Only a minute added on, and that's half time. Ah, God, it really hurts, doesn't it? It does really hurt. Half time. Let's do that there. Anthony Taylor is a nice referee, says Sir Jim Champers. Dorgo has had a good first half. Watch Man Utd News, give him 3 out of 10. Why doesn't any reporter ask Ruben why he's playing Bruno in the midfield? It seems like a logical question, and I wonder what Ruben's answer will be. Thank you very much for that. Sesko alone against 4 defenders, says Frederick. They stretch the pitch, then attack the middle, says Muad. Agate, best player on the pitch. Bruno, the worst, says Wheels. And thank you very much for that. Okay, please do subscribe to the channel if you're tuning in. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. If you're on Twitch, you can do it for free through Amazon Prime. Right, thoughts on the half. We await the goal to scrutinise it even more, but obviously My general thoughts on the half are that we have played actually reasonably well. Not to say that we deserve to be winning, but in relation to playing a Manchester derby against a Man City side that's definitely had a better last decade than us, and we're playing at the Etihad, I think we've played well. I think Agate's done a good job. I think defensively we've been good. I think we've been a threat on the break without creating that clear-cut chance. But one mistake, fine margins, it's not an excuse. Like, you know, you can't make those types of mistakes. Thank you, Dodger, for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. You can't make those sort of mistakes. And this, look, the game could finish 1-0 to Man City, and what are we going to do? We're going to sit here and go, we played well, but we lost again. Same thing happened against Arsenal. You can't keep doing that, because when you look at the mistake, you've got to go, was it preventable? And I'm sorry, 100% that mistake is preventable, because I don't know about you, but I am tired of talking about it nearly every show or every preview. There's a weakness in that team, and it's Bruno as a midfielder. It's a huge problem. Crunchy, and thank you very much for subscribing with Prime as well. Craig says, I think Agate's overhated. I think there was a very good comment in the first half from one of you that said, when Agate's confident, he plays well. When he's not confident, he looks a bit out of it. And he has played well today against a very good Manchester City side. Thank you for subscribing with Prime Face. So, look, I'm bored of it myself, but it's going to continue to be a problem. We've got a guy who can't play the position, costing us goals in games like this. And, you know, I'd love to say if we'd bought Conor Gallagher or we'd bought Baleba, then it would be Agate and Gallagher or Agate and Baleba. But it wouldn't. It would be Bruno and Gallagher or Bruno and Baleba. He would still pick Bruno. So I've got to say, even though Amorim wanted a midfielder, I don't think he wanted a midfielder to bench Bruno. I think he wanted a midfielder to go next to Bruno. And it doesn't work. And I want Amorim to stay. And I want Amorim to do well. But the Bruno thing has to be issue number one, headline news. It's cost us 2 goals in 4 games. We would have beat Fulham if he'd tracked Smith Rowe. And we'd be 0-0 here if he'd tracked Foden. So we're all very happy to have a pop at a striker that doesn't score goals or a goalkeeper that makes mistakes. And Bruno has been a very good servant to Manchester United. But as a number 8, he has to be scrutinised and it has to be publicised. And if Bruno's a number 10, I ain't selling him. If Bruno's a number 10, I think he's one of the best in the Premier League. But as a number 8, I pose the question again, would Liverpool fans like it if Virgil van Dijk played as a number 8 for Liverpool? Because it's the same thing. You move in a position forward or backwards into a position you're not. This is the Premier League. It is a specialised league. You can't just take a player from one position and drop them into another. It doesn't work. We've even tried it. We tried it with Rooney. We tried to play Rooney as a midfielder. It worked a little bit and then the truth came out. We did it with Giggs. It worked a little bit, but not consistently. It's just, you're taking the piss out of the best league in the world if you think you can take a specialist from one position and stick them into another. It's a specialist position and he can't do it. What he can do is get the ball in the midfield and find different types of passes. But you need him to track the runners and he won't do it because he can't do it because it's a specialist thing to do. And that's why we're losing 1-0. Blame Bruno when Dorgu works through 3 people. It's Doku, mate, and we'll watch the game. We'll watch the goal together if you like. But if Bruno's marking Foden, we don't concede. Do you think Amorim sees the Bruno problem or is too stubborn? I would hope he can see it, Edward. But stupid or stubborn, the outcome's the same. Can't help but think Onana saves that, says Jeff. I mean, I'll watch it again here, but I don't think any goalkeeper saves that. I mean, look, to be fair, I do want to watch what Doku does because I think there is bad defending there. But we're still in the game. We are still in the game. Right, let's watch this back. Here comes the goal. So, watch Foden's position. Watch Bruno with Foden. He's lost him. He's lost him. He doesn't know where he is. Agate's actually tracking Doku. Agate's got nothing to do with this. And look, they're highlighting it on the telly because they know. So Agate's gone with Doku. Luke Shaw's tackle's shite. Agate gets unlucky with the block, but yeah, I mean, there's only one person to blame here. Luke Shaw a little bit, and Bruno. You know, Agate's doing his job, De Ligt's doing his job, Yoro's doing his job. Luke Shaw probably needs to take the foul. Yeah, I mean, Luke Shaw a little bit, Bruno a lot. And apart from that, I mean, you can't blame the keeper. There's a lot of power on that. He's at full stretch. Nah, the keeper stuff's just hate. It's completely... Beast says, must you blame someone? Well, mate, it might be woke 2025 where it's nobody's fault, but unfortunately, mate, work in the real world, sometimes people are to blame for something, you know? If there's a car crash, it might be because somebody drives the wrong way up the road. And unfortunately, in life, sometimes blame is a thing. You know, you can't walk your way through life saying it's not my fault. And in football, sometimes people make mistakes. And unfortunately, I don't even know. Here's a good question. I don't even know if you can blame Bruno. Because if I ask a plumber to make me a Michelin star dinner and he doesn't do it, is it his fault or is it my fault for expecting him to do it? Or the other way round, if I ask Gordon Ramsay to fix my pipes and he messes it up, is it my fault or is it his fault? And although it's Bruno's fault, should I expect him to track runners at 31 years of age when he's never been that? And ultimately, no. It has to come down to the blatantly, glaringly obvious mistake of putting him in that position in the first place. Especially when you'd have had 3 points at Fulham if it wasn't for him. Maybe you'd have looked at it and gone, he can't track the runners here, we can't do this. But we did a preview on Thursday night and we said we're playing at Manchester City at the Etihad. It might be an idea to have two specialist midfielders to track runners because, you know what, I don't think this is breaking news, but over the years, Man City's midfield has been quite good at breaking into the box. Even Rodri breaks from deep. So, you know, maybe we've walked into an obvious trap there. Lucas Bond, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. You're a legend there. But look, you know what? Sticking to the positives, at 1-0, we've still got a chance to get back into the game. Taking away the mistake, I still think we've done quite well. I don't think we deserve to be losing, apart from, you know, you get what you deserve when you make mistakes. So realistically, we've somehow got to raise our performance in the second half and get the next goal. Because if we get the next goal, I think the momentum comes back to us. If they get the next goal, it's game over. So we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We can moan and scrutinise what's happened, abso-bloody-exactly. But there's 45 minutes to go. This can't finish 1-0. We've got to have a go here. Like, I'm not feeling sorry for us. We've made a mistake. We can scrutinise that mistake later in the week, after the game. There's 45 minutes to go. We've not been out the game. It's not like, you know, years gone by where Man City are brilliant and we've given a soft goal up and you know there's no chance. There's a chance to get back into this game. You've got to lift that up. In the words of Marcus Rashford, pick that head up and go back and win the game. Or get a draw out the game. Yeah. JDP says Roy Keane called out Luke Shaw's lack of effort. I mean, mate, it is shit. Like, you know, I think Bruno's thing is just a misunderstanding of the role he's being asked to do. Luke Shaw, massive experience, shouldn't just be poking it. It's not, you know, it isn't good. It isn't good. Impressive half from Dorgu and Agate, proving their critics wrong. Not so much Bruno, Shaw and Mazraoui. Bruno always choosing the wrong pass, overcomplicating things. So frustrating, says Marlowe. I haven't had a problem with Mazraoui. I think he's coming back from, you know, a long time out. Surely Bruno himself isn't happy playing as a 6, says DNA. There's confusion of whose man is who. Shaw and Bruno are at fault. It's nothing new, though. It's been going on for years. Communication is key, says MVP. Hitson says, when I said Bruno should be at 10 and Cobby as a centre midfielder, you battered me. Not Amorim out at all, but this is, he should be seeing Bruno's done so no good today. I don't remember battering you, Hitan, because I actually remember saying myself I'd play Bruno as a 10. AJ Simmons, thank you very much for joining with Prime on Twitch. Worst half in league this season by far, and against this horrendous City side. They haven't even played well, says Zocco. Fernandez needs to go as number 10 and Mainu come on for Ahmad. More control in the midfield, says Paul. I mean, you make a great point, and we normally talk about it at half-time. I actually don't think we'll see any changes at half-time. You know, I might be wrong on that, but I don't think we will. Pep in trouble. Enter his egghead brother Anthony Taylor to bail him out. Same old story every year. Time for Mbeumo, Bruno and Shaw to step it up. The thing is, Ron, we've got to create the chance. Whatever you say about Man City, that chance for Foden is a sitter and he's took it. We have to create that chance. Otherwise, we're moaning for nothing, because I would expect Man City to score. We have to score. Regardless of whether we're 1-0 down or not, you can't expect to get a result at the Etihad if you don't score. So that's the challenge in front of us. Rub says, if you guys have decided to lose this game, feels like Amorim is making this certain. Please let Haaland score a couple. He's my fantasy captain. Haider says, I'm asking again, 34 games left. How many do we win with Bruno in the midfield? And I'm absolutely sick of this so-called captain throwing his arms around when he's one at fault. How can anyone on his team be inspired by him, says Notorious. Square pegs, round holes, we never learn, says Whip. And it's the same as Fulham. It's embarrassing, says Leo. Would you have Gordon Ramsay fill your pipes, says Verbal. I knew as soon as I said that, somebody was going to take it downhill. Great idea. Our most creative player sticking where the creativity dies, says Ryan. I'm the only one of my friends and family to support Man United, so thanks for always being there to share the pain during these dark times we're in, says Gabrielle. Luke Shaw got done, not just Bruno, says Ban Substance, 100%. We have a striker that's 2 metres long. Ahmad and Mbeumo never cross a ball to his head. It's a graveyard shift, says Connor. Sell, bench, Sesko, sick of these unproven potential forwards starting for United. Until we stop this ridiculous carousel, we're not winning anything, says Dylan. I mean, I suppose that's the definition of the modern analysis of football. You've got, in the space of a few seconds, you've got two of this community. One person saying that Sesko's in a graveyard shift and nothing's happening for him. And then someone else is saying sell him. I mean, he's either not getting anything or he is, you know. 50 and bad, thanks for subscribing with Prime. You're actually our 200th subscriber, so thank you very much for doing that. You're a legend. If you're over on YouTube, by the way, we're only 15 subscribers away from 187,000 subscribers, so please do subscribe, get involved. Don't forget, as the stats carousel is going round, our player ratings will be used in the match reaction, so you can mark every player out at 10, 6 being the average. We do that after the game. The biggest and best and most accurate player rating system out there. So if you want to do that, just scan the QR code or use the link in the description, get yourself registered, and then you can do it for every single game. It's free to do it. So, will there be any changes at half-time, Mark? No, I don't think. He's another one of those managers that doesn't like to, you know, change his ideas at half-time, really. And I don't think he will. I think he'll stick with his plan. I still feel we can get back into it, says Island Boy. 100%. 100% we can get back into it. Always one too many touches. Sesko looks good, but he needs more service. Let's pretend he's Maguire in the last 10 minutes. I think the most important thing in this game is, whilst it's 1-0, we can get back into it. As soon as it goes to 2-0, it's over. So if it's the last 10 minutes and it's 1-0, you're right. Let's start chucking them crosses into the box. I mean, maybe we should be doing that earlier, to be fair. Gabriel Johnson, welcome to the Members Club. Les Ward says, Sky commentary is whacking one out of City. I'm sick of listening to Gary Neville saying the Blues are so smooth. The way we transition into attack is sad, says Salim. And Maguire in, Shaw out. When does Martinez come back? I mean, that will be a step up, Mrs. Stone, but I don't think he's going to be back for a month. Jack Rushton and Oh Saucy, thanks for subscribing with Prime, your legend. Sesko looking good, midfield screaming for help. Does De Ligt need to go towards the ball, says Ollie Jones. I do not want to rush into conclusions. I love Rasmus, but what I've seen with Sesko is he possesses more strength. He's not been bullied at all, says Weekend Getaway. Anil says, a number 8 that doesn't track and that vacates our midfield is our undroppable player. Ollie Anthony says, if you get asked to play a position and you agree some of the blame's on you, Bruno should be saying he isn't a midfielder, but Amorim at fault equally, says Ollie. We look scared and our decision-making is poor. Lots of backward passing, Bruno and the runner again. Inu, you know what? Street Light Gamer, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. You know what? This is a really interesting 45 minutes. I've seen United be behind at the Etihad before and win a game. Under Mourinho with Pogba comes to mind. So, you know, but when we think about Manchester United, we do think about a side that bottles it, that loses their head. That is something that, you know, supersedes the manager and has been going on for a long time. So we're asking for something in the second half here that would be, you know, pretty transformative. So that's the challenge, isn't it? You know, we could actually go out there and find our way back into a game when many people would expect us to, you know, sink. It's so important. You know, I was watching the Arsenal game yesterday, 1-0 up at half time. It was 2-0 within the first minute. So we need to start this second half well. We need to match them for intensity because, you know, it'll be a whimper if we lose this game from this point. The times we got broken on, Bruno was pushing too high, says Rahul. I mean, look, you know, I think we all know when we watch United, Bruno wanders forward because that's where he's dangerous. But it's simple maths. Most teams play with a midfield 3. We're playing with a 1.5. Like whoever plays next to Bruno, you've got a lot of work to do, whether you're Casemiro, Mainu or Ugarte. He doesn't want to play that position. He wants to play with freedom. You look. I haven't looked at Bruno's heat map yet, but I would imagine it's everywhere. It'd be like the UK in a heat wave, red everywhere. We're going to go long here. It's like a bloody rug. Look at these kickoffs. It's like rugby. Look at it. Mr. J Pang says they're swamping our midfield and that's the system. Yeah, but Fulham mentioned that 3 weeks ago. There we go. Long ball. Can we win it? No. Goes out for a throw in. We've got a 195 centimetre striker and every cross we miss him, says Ivan. VJH, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Legend. We were decent before the goal, says the Butcher. Goals change games. I was watching Wolves-Newcastle yesterday. It was a very equal game. Newcastle got the goal and then it changed. Keeper, come on. Oh, no, he can't come for that. Well done, Yoro. Well done, Mazraoui. Go on, into the pitch. Keep the ball, keep the ball, keep the ball. Wide again, wide to Dorgu. Have a cross shot. Oh. Better. That's not a bad start for the first minute. It's the right ball by Ahmad as well. Look at how quickly he gets this out of his feet. And this is it. Don't take a touch. He did take a touch. Yeah, it's a difficult cross because City have positioned themselves well there. Right, corner to United. I don't fancy us on corners when they've got a 6'4" goalkeeper, really. He actually, if there's a strength to Donnarumma, it's you know, he is very good on in the air. Headed away. Haaland as well. Do you know who we need? McFred. They were a bit shit, you know. The decisions Amorim will make in the second half will determine what character he really is. Also have been seen Seshko hold up the ball more in the first half than Rasmus all season, says Gabriel. Dorgu. Go on, whip it. Haaland defending that front post 3 times in the last 60 seconds. Very well. Well done, Dorgu. And Burma on the back post. Bad touch. I think you've got to give it to Bruno. Give it into Mazraoui. Go on. And Burma, edge of the box. Little dink. It's good pressure, but Man City have held up to that well. E. Waters says they need to give it to Mbeumo more often. Final third again, says Baz. Mbeumo. Go on, Mazraoui. Unlucky. think he's caught one in the face there from Vardiel. Yeah, he just caught him in the face, didn't he, with his elbow? I don't think there was anything. Nah, nothing deliberate there. Man United Breakheart says, great start. Keep it up. Mike Tango, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Legend, pal. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Come on. Well done, Delit. That was offside anyway. Offside anyway. Mazraoui at wing-back is atrocious, says Brandon. We don't... You know what? It's a fair point. We don't actually... Dorgu does it very well. Obviously, he's a work in progress, but he does it really well. We don't have that on the right-hand side. Like, Ahmad's too attacking and not defensive enough. Delo, Mazraoui is too defensive and not attacking enough. So we don't actually have the right-sided player that we need because we've been in really good positions down the right-hand side. But, you know, if you had two Dorgus, you'd have that balance. We're moving the ball a lot better. Go on. That's a lovely ball into Dorgu. Need some support. Oh, for God's sake. Bruno's going to pick it up. Oh, it's on Dorgu's wrong foot, unfortunately. Got to get a goal. Got to get a goal. Do you think maybe... What do you think about Mainu, says Cabe? The trouble is, to get Mainu on, you've got to take Agate off because he ain't going to be Bruno, is it? Unless he puts him as a 10. There's too much power on that pass, Bruno. He doesn't need to be driven like that. It's just along the ground. Doesn't need to do that. Dorgu looks good but needs to work on his crossing, says Mr. Scally. Look, I look at that game yesterday, Newcastle. Jacob Murphy puts it perfectly onto Voltemader's head. It's a goal. Like, that's the level of quality you need. 1 year ago, Ahmad would have shot instead of passing to Dorgu. Good to see. Give me some of that, says Island Boy. We've had a good start to the second half here. It's been quite assured. You know, this is what we need to see. More of this. That's a throw to City. Another throw to City. Oh, keeper's got to be fucking quicker than that. Oh, he's slower than a bag of cement. No, it's literally the two problems, isn't it? Man United treating fans like a fucking baby treats Pampers. Shit! It's just the same mistakes that cost us the game. We're literally going to lose this game because we haven't got a midfielder or a fucking goalkeeper. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it, eh? Who would have thought the 2 weak spots might cost us the fucking game? It's a smash and grab. It's a smash and grab by City. Morons! Why? Why? He's slower than a bloody dead squirrel here. Watch it. Watch this. Hey, that keeper is fucking dog shit. Watch it. Watch. Miles onside. Keeper's got to come quicker than that. You got to come and clear it out, mate. You can't stop halfway. He stops. Fucking joke. Absolute joke. Luke Shaw as well. Bloody hell. Too easy. Too easy. You know what? It stings. It absolutely stings because it's just fucking rubbish. Scratching your beard, mate. I'll tell you the problem. We all knew it in the summer. Your keeper's shit. Your midfield shit. Oh, let's go and buy a load of number 10s. Let's spend all the money on the attack and then not do anything with it. Who goes and spends £200 million on two number 10s and an attack when your defence is shit? I reckon that's it. I don't see a way back now. You know what though? Man City are probably going, I'm so pleased we're playing United because they haven't even had to work for this. In the Premier League, you normally have to work to win games. They haven't had to work to win this. Oh my God. This keeper's fucking rubbish. This keeper is fucking rubbish. He's nearly cost us another goal there. Jay says, how's that the keeper's fault? Because he's slower than a dead squirrel. He should be running out, not stop. You don't run out and then stop. You keep fucking running. You can use your bloody hands, mate. You cleared the bloody striker out. He's just done it again here. How's it the keeper's fault? Watch him again. Watch the keeper again here. Look, stops again. Fucking idiot. Calamity James at the back. Coward. This could get this. You know what? Heads could drop here. This could turn into 6. This could drop. Look at Pep thinking he's relevant again. You bold twat. Not because he's bold. Mark, let's face it. We're barely good enough to avoid relegation. So is it any surprise today? City are still poor and look brilliant. 15th again. You're absolutely spot on, Jim. You're absolutely spot on. This is not even a good Man City side. Arsenal will wipe their arse with them next week. Get the wine going, says Jason. I'd take a 2-0 loss now. I really would. I think this will go silly. This could get silly. They're not even that good. We've played much better City sides than this. Oh my Christ. We're hanging on here. We're actually hanging on. Have a shot, Bruno. Dog shit football, says MUFC. I'm sorry, but who are these idiots in the comments doing the laughing emojis every time we concede? Now we've got to hear the media jump on Amorim, says Jamie. Told you we're missing an Arna, says Jamie. Jeff, you forgot to mention the manager is crap, says Anthony. Delitton Shaw, a disgrace, says Red Army. All over Mark, says Glenn Castle. Get Ahmad off, put Bruno there and bring Mainu on. Go on, go wide, go wide, go wide. Right, cross it first time. No. Go on then. Oh, for fuck's sake, Matt. You can't do that there. Ahmad left back, Bruno 10, get Mainu in, says Halra. We're not unlucky, Joel. We're definitely not unlucky. Eden puts it perfectly. A smart goalkeeper watches the play develop and starts coming out early and quick and aggressively. I think if you don't understand the game, you probably don't blame Binder. But having watched lots of football, I know full well Raya is there. Alisson is there. You know, a good goalkeeper is there. They snuff that Haaland thing out a piece of piss. Binder, too slow to react, and then halfway there he stops. You've got to commit. You've got to just go in and commit. And if he gets there and he knocks it past you, it's a penalty. But you don't stop. You've got to anticipate it, and you've got to run. You don't stop. But he ain't a good goalkeeper, so what do you expect? Poor positioning on both goals, says Harvey Jackson. He's got it. And why is the manager not making changes here? I mean, he ain't going to change the goalkeeper in game, Yuv. Some people, Iraqi says as well, get heaven for sure. Mainu comes in, Bruno 10, put Ahmad on the right. Soccer Edit says Manchester is blue and very comfortably as well. You know, it's been a walk in the park for Man City. I mean, you've not really had to get out of third gear. Just waiting for the chances, really. Waiting for the mistakes. And you know what? For the mistakes, United have created nothing. We haven't had a chance. We've created nothing. We haven't created a good chance yet. Oh, I tell you what, that's what a world-class goalkeeper does as well. I mean, it's a bloody good hit by Mbeumo, and a lot of goalkeepers don't save that, but that's a world-class save by Donnarumma. It's lovely technique by Mbeumo. He's unsighted. It's a brilliant save. Brilliant save. That's what happens when you buy a good goalkeeper. That should be 2-1. So Mainu is on, so he's probably taking Luke Shaw off now for Harry Maguire as well. No, he's taking Yoro off. Masterstroke. Take Yoro off, who's got a bit of pace, and keep the donkey Luke Shaw on. I agree with the Mainu sub. I presume Ahmad will go right wing back, Bruno will go to 10. Should have done it from the start. Good tackle, Mainu. How can he be offside? Dorgu there didn't look anywhere near offside. Very frustrating game. Yeah, that's a great save. You know, and Burmo's done nothing wrong there. It's absolutely... Look, he's unsighted as well. It's a brilliant. He can't do any... It's a brilliant save. That's a goal. That's literally a goal. Not many goalkeepers save that. Godcool says, I support Amorim, but that game's on the manager. Our only creative player can't create out of position, says Zeres. United in the mud, says Tech. What a waste of a super chat. Most creative midfielder in the league, yet creates nothing. I've done that. So thank you very much. Amorim doesn't seem interested, says Keel. Come on, Mainu. What a chance. Jerry says, I worked 14 hours last night, get home, watch Liverpool snatch a last-minute winner, and then come watch Man United play awful. Why do I do this to myself? It's called support, mate, isn't it? should have been 3-0 there. Crap marking. Haaland's getting so much space here. Why didn't United look at an European talent to replace Onana? There are good options out there other than Martinez, Cobble, Costa, Simon, says Moza. Ineos and Glazers deserve this, says Mike K. How many times are people going to defend Bruno? He's part of it, says Samuel Thompson. Amorim's done, whether you like it or not, says Structural Mastery. Bring on Slabhead, says Ripe Fruities. When is Amorim subbing Šeško on? Hilarious, Jonathan. Keeper isn't great, however, Bruno isn't a midfielder, and it's costing United, says DB7. You can't give up soft goals in the Premier League against anybody. You will get punished. You can't give teams a 1-0 lead, and we've done that. We've now given them a second goal. I mean, Šeško hasn't been in the game second half at all, really. I'm going to sit down here because, to be fair, Man City have well and truly sat us down. Don't worry, it could get a lot worse next week. We're playing Garnacho. Monk, thank you very much for subscribing. Appreciate it. What frustrates me the most is that it's just been too easy for Man City. Like FIFA, Bruno out of position gets no chemistry, says Luke Atwood. JDP says, even with Mainu and Agate in the midfield, the gap will be too big. Well kept in by Ahmad there. There's a speculative ball by Agate. Everyone takes a touch, don't they? You know, you've got to put these crosses in first time. And Burmo was looking for a bit of a penalty here. I don't think you get... Yeah, you know, no chance, no chance. Woozy says, straight up triggering watching City's new keeper pull off worldies and be solid while ours flubs around. Ryan says, I was excited for the game. I worry we won't get a change to build momentum. Injuries coming soon. I want Ruben to do well. He seems just too stubborn. Kieran says, why are we taking Yoro off and Shaw stays on? Amorim wants the sack at some point. He needs some blame. Board failed Amorim on signings, says Big Sam, but he picks Bruno in the midfield. Can't he see it fails? Mainu was worse than Bruno there. Doubt it. Well done, Delit. Bruno in at number 10 looks a lot better, doesn't he? It's surprising. This is a goal. Watch this. Through one-on-one. I'm laughing. I'm absolutely laughing. I mean, this is just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm not even going to get angry. It's just fucking embarrassing. 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 That's all I've got to say. Man City aren't even that good. Fair play to Man City. Well done. You've absolutely fucking owned us. We haven't created one good chance. And we're giving goals up because we're... Harry Maguire is the last man. Luke Shaw, weak again. I mean, it's embarrassing. What are we doing? I said fasten your seatbelts. This could end up 4 or 5. Well, it's 3 now. We're in for a long, hard season. And the problem with this performance is you can't take any positives from it. Like Arsenal, you could take positives from it. This is just shit. I genuinely don't think Man City are that good, and I think Man City fans know it. But this is levels above us. Easy. Easy. And it's on the manager. It's on the manager, this. Really is on the manager. I'm glad I sat down. I'm calmer when I sit down. I'm defeated. The energy is gone. Remember what I said about every game's got to be a cup final because we've only got 1 game a week? This is the problem. Oh, we're going to be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. You know, we're going to be absolutely fine. We've only got 1 game a week. We're going to tear it up. Everyone else is going to be really tired and we're going to be super intense. May as well be in a fucking tent. May as well build a fire and put a load of tents around it so they can all have a bloody sleep. Because that's the only intense we're going to get from this lot. I just want the final whistle. Goalkeeper costs us every game, not the priority. It's criminal, says Tristan. Maguire at Championship centre-back, says MVP. Why you leave Harry Maguire as your last centre-back? I mean, I don't even understand what he's done. He's moved De Ligt to right centre-back to put Maguire centre-back. He's got no pace. Why you put Maguire in a position where Haaland can just run at him, I'll never know. I thought Maguire was coming on for Luke Shaw. Look at that Poznan as well. It's almost like they know we think it's a knobhead celebration. Look at them. They're all doing it. Stolen as well. We deserve it, though. It's not even winding me up. Lovely play by Agate. Unlucky with the pass. Oh, nearly 100,000 people watching. Wonder why. Why do they have to do this alert to the loyal fans week in, week out, says Smith. Nuno could save this club. If we give Nuno and Espirito Santo the fucking job, I'm walking. Dead football, that is. I don't want to park the bus merchant again. Why are you taking a touch, Ahmad? Why did he take a touch there? Why not pass it? Suicide football, says Mank in LA. How did we beat them last time with the same midfield? Says Shan. Turned it off. They don't have a clue how to play with the number 9, says Anthony Jury. Top 8, Mark, says Joe. I still think we'll be top 10. Remember, we're playing a top 4 club here. We're not playing a top 8 club. I still think we'll do it. Sack him tomorrow. If not, get ready for a relegation fight, says Footy Mad. I'm done with Amorim and his system. Says, it's not... I don't know why people talk about system. It's just so low IQ. There's nothing wrong with the system. It's the personnel in it. It's the players. Like, I said it at half time. Where I blame Amorim is Bruno. Where I blame Amorim is spending £200 million on an attack that doesn't get any chances. I mean, how ridiculous is it that we spend £200 million on an attack that's not created a chance? Like, why did we do that? Who at the club thought it was a good idea? I mean, who looked at the team last year and went, we're lacking goals? We are lacking goals, but not in the sense that the midfield's really good, the goalkeeper's really good. Like, there's loads of stuff wrong with that team, and we just focused on the attack. You know most most people when they're building something, they build from the back. Like they build solidity. No, not us. Donnarumma is Pep's 5th goalkeeper signing at City. Have we signed 5 players for any single position in 12 years, says Abby. Amorim's not the coach or gameplay book for the Prem, says Dazzler. Wholly inept, sticking to his guns on this system is like shitting your pants and it's not the system. It's not the system. You're all missing the point. It's not the system. It's the stubbornness to put a player in the midfield who's not a midfielder. That's the real topic. It's not the system. There's nothing wrong with the system if you put the right, you don't put square pegs in round holes. Here we go. Here's another goal. It's 4. Oh, he's missed it. This ain't good. I'm not even reacting to this. This is scary. Who puts Harry Maguire on in this sort of a game as a last man? There's just no pace there at all. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. It's like a resignation letter. I think Pep knows he could win this by a lot more. It's a low. It's another low. I've got to be honest. I don't really have many words. This is another low point, isn't it? It's embarrassing when you're playing a Manchester derby and you're getting absolutely annihilated. I mean, we're literally waving a white flag here. It should be 4 or 5. It's exhausting. Absolutely exhausting. Why do you back the manager? You know what? Bring another manager in, you're still going to have the same players. I mean, our captain is fucking useless, if we're being completely honest. I still think there's a massive disproportionate hole in that team that we can't fill. With all due respect to the goalkeeper, he could be the next Courtois, but if he is, why is he not playing? You know, we haven't solved the goalkeeper problem. We haven't solved the midfield problem. As I said, I don't think Man City have got out of 3rd gear. We still haven't created a good chance. The Mbeumo chance would have been a worldie. I wouldn't even call it a chance. So don't forget to do your player ratings, by the way. Scan the QR code. Players that I think have done well: Agate, Dorgu. That's about it. Mbeumo's been okay, but it's a thoroughly forgetful bag of shit game. You know? The only manager who can win the league with this system is Conte. Sesko must be thinking, why am I here? This team is in a relegation battle already. Edis' project would... I mean, look, if you're talking about teams with good midfields, Chelsea come to Old Trafford next week. Bloody hell. If his plan is to play Bruno in the midfield next week, we may as well just have a week off and give him 3 points. And yeah, I completely agree. That Euro substitution is just madness. I mean, why take a player off with pace for a player with no pace? And we've also just gone and given Man City a massive boost of confidence as well. All the fight of a bloody carrier bag. Feel sorry for Sheshko, says Rossi. If you don't have the players change the system, stubbornness will mean you will never be able to play the system you want. The job is a death trap, says XH. I mean, look, you've got to look at... Lovely play by Man Utd. Right, let's create a chance at least. Dorgu. Good defending. Goes to the keeper as well. We've made Kushinov look good and he's shit. Scammering threatens to walk after every bad performance. Hopefully he's a man of his word. Leave my club and take your garbage system with you, says Yark. Credit to City. They won it by doing not much, says Hamad. Well, you've got to applaud City. They haven't had to work that hard for it. I mean, I think it's a credit to them that they've not got out of third gear. I just want the final whistle here. Do the player ratings and get in the bath. Xerxes and Casemiro coming on. Sesko coming off. Does feel like the players have given up on Amorim. Feels very similar to the West Ham game, says Azur. Well, they'll give. That's not breaking news, mate. These players will give up on anything. Like that's take that for granted. You never know what you're going to get with this team. So Agate off as well. Never think about taking Bruno off, would he? Desperate not to, Steve, I empathise with this so much. He says, I'm desperate not to be Amorim out, but he's dying on the hill of this system. The best managers adapt. Fergie would play 4-4-2. I don't think you're right, Steve. I don't think it's the system. I think he's going to lose his job dying on the hill of Bruno. He offers nothing to this team anymore. He's an individual who is getting frustrated with age, and he doesn't suit this system in any way, shape or form. And yet he has to be picked every game, every minute. And we're going to die on that hill, I'm afraid. He had an opportunity to get rid of him. He didn't take it. And I think, as many of you said in June, that decision might end up costing him his job. I don't want a manager to be sacked. I don't think it helps the club at all. But I just don't see the Bruno experiment working at all. And Burmo with the shot. I mean, he's a bright spark, isn't he? I'm getting sick and tired of not taking Bruno off, says Pascal. United must seem like a carnival to other teams. Fabulous prizes to be won, says David. Evening, Mark. Do you get in the bath without your glasses? Kyle, thank you very much. William Doyle, thanks for joining the members club and getting your badge in. Mushtaq as well. These players are frauds. They earn 100 to 200 grand a week and can't even play exciting anymore, says Dylan. Need Roy Keane as the manager, says Jacob. How many more players do we need to get rid of, says Bartley. Bruno isn't even trying to create a chance. He's just throwing the ball into City's box. Different in deliveries to attackers, says Anthony. Pep took advantage of United's system, decided to let us keep the ball, advance in open spaces. Haaland counters. Amorim is stubborn and inexperienced, says the Keystone. Why is Amorim not adapting? It's always Bruno, says Martin. I'll take 3-0, says Mario. I think at one point, well, I agree. At one point, it looked like it could go even worse. Scratter says Bruno is the problem. Who's been the best player for United, says E. Waters. Well, you can get your player ratings in. I tell you what, the chart show is going to be brilliant this week, isn't it? One game, and it's this. Ahmad, come on. Too many touches again. Too many touches again. Go. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's one of them days, isn't it? It's going to be one of them days. I mean, we're not coming back into it now anyway. We ain't the scene without Mount, says Robert McCormack. But at the end of the day, Robert, even with Mason Mount, what's going to happen? He's still not going to stop two of those goals, is he? Goalkeeper needed, an independent of team quality. Why not spend, says Tristan. Henry says, my FPL won, but at what cost? Prediction, Amorim sacked after Liverpool, says United Star. It does feel like the players have done that one from Azor. It's a corner here to United. These players, thank you very much. Amorim has to change back to a 4-3-3, says James. What, the 4-3-3 that Ten Hag got sacked in? I mean, I think you're better than that. Like, why don't people just own up? His Bruno obsession is going to sack him. You don't need to get talking about formations because 4-3-3 sacked the last manager. It's as simple as that. Say it how it is. I'll just say it. He's going to get sacked dying on the Bruno hill. I've said it. It's not hard. You don't need to be scared about it. The one problem is his misuse of Bruno Fernandes is going to get him sacked. Simple. Could be worse at West Ham, says Sully. Stephen says, if we don't sort the spine of the midfield out in January, Amorim isn't going to make it to the end of the season. He ain't going to make it to January, let's be real. The way the media and our fan base works, he ain't making it to January. Bruno is one of the worst midfielders in the Premier League, and Amorim is an awful coach with his 5 defenders every game, says Victoria. Take your time. Over the bar. Finishing's been shit as well. We've had chances in the last few minutes. Absolutely shit. No problem with the system, but his obsession with Bruno is ruining him. He really is ruining it. Perfect chance to play him as a 10. Ahmad done nothing, says Jonathan. Why didn't we sign Donnarumma, says the butcher. Couldn't bloody afford him, mate. Simple as that. Match reaction straight after this with player ratings and then fan forum in the Manchester studio. So lots to get involved in. Please do subscribe, by the way, if you're on YouTube. We're only 100 away from 188,000. Thanks, everyone, for getting your comments in as usual. Another disappointing day. You know, in the wider context, as I said, Newcastle lost 12 games last season and they finished 5th. If you were picking the 12 games to lose, you probably would say Etihad, Arsenal would be expectable losses, but it's how you lose, isn't it? And also, Erling Haaland's the best striker in the world. You don't need to make his job easy. He's got 2 goals today and we've made it easy. He hasn't had to work for that. Both those, I mean, the third goal especially is just fucking shambles. Like, you can't give a striker like that. Anthony says, Dorgu tries hard, but he's rubbish. I think the heads went a long time ago, mate. I'd give Agate and Mainu the next 4 games. Are you hammering him out? There'll be plenty of people who are. There was plenty of people who were before. Calcium says at this point, sack him, he won't adapt. For me, it's not the system. I think, you know, if you want to talk about system and formations, honestly, you're a low football IQ fan and you should be ringing up talk shit. If you want to talk about his obsession with Bruno, I completely agree. I would say to anybody who's saying it's a system or formational thing, absolutely not. It's not. There's nothing wrong with the system. These systems can work. We've seen Conte win the Premier League with a 3-4-3. So it's not the system. And also, we've seen Ten Hag get the sack with a 4-3-3. We've seen Ollie get sacked with a 4-3-3. It's the players. And his obsession with Bruno Fernandes in the midfield gave Man City the lead to build and get this result. And unfortunately, we all know it. Anybody with a brain knows it. But this manager doesn't seem to get it. And that's what's going to sack him. And I'll honestly say that in the match reaction. He's sacking himself. Three 0. Oh, dear. But you know what? That doesn't mean you have to be like Amorim out just because Man United lose a game. But you can be honest. This ain't going to get any better. I said it in the summer, like, this is going to be a problem every single week. And just because it's Man City and it's Chelsea next week, it doesn't mean Brentford won't run off Bruno Fernandes and score a goal. The great thing about not doing your job in the midfield and not tracking runners is it's very diverse. It doesn't matter whether it's a Man City fan, a Man City midfielder, or a Brentford midfielder, or a Grimsby midfielder. It will, if you run off Bruno, you might end up with a tap-in. And it's such basic mistakes. And it's very, very frustrating. And it's, I'm sure every United fan feels like me. Champers, idiot. It's your fucking fault. Your fault, mate. You don't know football. I'm a lifelong Manchester United fan. Are you fuck? If I was in charge of Man United, do you think I'd spend £200 million and not buy a fucking midfielder? Lifelong Man United fan who hasn't got a fucking clue about football then. You know, you put all this money into the club, you haven't got a fucking clue about football, mate. I'm sorry. How can you be a lifelong fan and then sign checks for things we don't actually need? I mean, that's not very fair onto Jim Radcliffe because it's not his fault that we've lost this game. But to go to him, who is apparently a lifelong fan, who writes checks for positions we don't even bloody need. I'm sure what it's, but it's not the players. You've said this for years. It's basically a whole new squad, says Nick Warren Coaching. Do you think Bruno has a clause in his contract that he gets to play almost every single game, says Matteo? Well, he doesn't need a clause in his contract. The club could have got £90 million for a player that's not worth £90 million and they begged him to stay. He doesn't need a clause in his contract. He knows he's bloody worshipped. Main man syndrome, isn't it? Do you think there's any chance he'll get sacked, Mark? No. No, they won't sack him. Not yet, anyway. It won't be. You're not going to get sacked for losing to Man City. I feel like I'm crashing out, British man. I feel like I'm absolutely exhausted. Those first two goals have drained me. How's Luke Shaw played 90 minutes as well? I mean, I'd give him a sensationally shit 2. I think he's been rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. I don't know why Lenny Yoro got took off. We're not playing for a week. So, obviously, Amorim blames Yoro for something, because why you took Yoro off, I do not know. And that lost us the game as well. I mean, we were probably going to lose anyway. But correct me if I'm wrong, was it 2-0 at that point? So 1 goal in your back. And then he brings Maguire on and they score a very simple goal. Look at Luke Shaw again. Absolute shit. Problem is, any new player they bring in gets infected with the rot, so it doesn't matter, says Robbo 96. I'd rather finish the season in pain than go through another cycle of manager roulette, says Abel. Yeah, absolutely resist sacking a manager in season. It's a bloody nightmare. Recon says, I reckon it's about waiting till January. No sense of urgency, says Azam. The captain doesn't captain the team. Like, the team does not respond to this captain. It just doesn't. I've always said, I like Bruno, and he may be the best captain we've got, but he ain't a very good captain. And I stick up for him because he gets a lot of unfair shit when there's nobody else, but he ain't a very good captain. That's it, 3-0. Thank God the whistle went, because I think as soon as it went to 2-0, it was over anyway. So I'm very, very, I'm just glad the final whistle happened. Constantine says, my dad always used to say you can't prevent the preventable. Why has Ineos given us that? Would say this season is different from last. Jason, thanks for being a member. James as well. 4-3-3 is different with Cunha and Mbeumo as wingers. Bruno as a 10. Our wingbacks can't overload, says Francois. They start crossing the ball after our main striker gets subs, says Red Smurf. I did notice that, yeah. I mean, I've got a massive list of stuff to talk about here. So we'll get into that. But we need a Caicedo ASAP. That midfield is levels below a good midfield. Not sure if Baleba is exactly the same profile, but we need something, says Arctic. No, we can't do it because we didn't do it. We didn't get a goalkeeper. We didn't get a midfielder. There's no passion in that team. It's just walking around shaking hands with your big city rival, Gone are the days of, Keane and Scholes and actually giving his shit about the shirts. It's embarrassing. Fair play to Man City. Fair play to Man City. They thoroughly deserve to win it. Easy. I don't think they got out of third gear. And it's a shit performance from Manchester United, and the manager is going to get it on the match reaction. I'll see you over there. Thanks everyone for watching. Get yourself over to the match reaction. Player ratings. You can scan the QR code quickly now if you want to. Get your player ratings in. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We're going to unload on the match reaction for sure. Thank you very much. I am fuming, and I'm going to wait for the match reaction to unload. I'll see you over there. Big shout out to everyone.